Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is a different style video. We are going to be doing a podcast episode today. For those of you who don't know, that's the phrase, thank you. For those of you who don't know, I did have a podcast. Did anyone watch it? Debatable, okay? I like to think people did, but the views don't lie. But I want to start it up again because it is like my form of therapy to talk to you guys and pretend y'all watch it. And I do feel like one day people will watch my content because I think I edit really well, not to be like a narcissist or anything, but I do think I edit really well to the point where like it can't be for nothing. It can't be for nothing. So yeah, today's gonna be a podcast episode because I feel very strongly about the topic I'm going to talk about today, to the point where I woke up in the middle of the night like 3 times and I kept like thinking about it and was like, this is what I'm going to talk about. This is what I'm going to talk about. This is what I'm going to talk about. Like I just kept doing that. So that's what we're going to do today. Before we get into it though, let me just explain the setting and everything. Freshly just woke up. It's about like 8 a.m. right now. I'm sitting outside. Even though it's almost December, I live in Florida. So it's like gonna be 80 degrees in about 5 minutes. I have my computer right here, by the way, also. That's why I'm looking right here, because it's connected. My camera's connected to my computer. But that's why I'm sitting outside. I wanted a change of scenery. My room was getting annoying in all my videos. I'm in my pajamas, but I wanted to like put on some jewelry to like put myself together. And if you hear like birds or cars, it's the ambiance, okay? Thank you, okay. Today's topic, again, is one I feel so strongly about. And I censored the F word that I just said. I feel so strongly about this topic because even though it is like a trend to do it, when I started implementing it into my life, it truly changed every aspect of my life. And I try to put everyone onto it. And I think people just don't understand that if you do it correctly, even though there's no like correct way to do it, if you do it correctly, it will transform your life. Romanticizing your life. If you romanticize your life, it doesn't matter, big or small, I promise you, you will literally love your life. You will no longer see yourself as the victim in everything. You will just see that every small thing in your life, every small task, every small appointment, every small school assignment, work assignment, whatever it is worth celebrating, is worth, remembering. I even wrote down notes, like that's how passionately I feel about this topic. So just trust, okay? Let me get into the backstory as to why I feel this way. I used to see the trend of romanticizing your life and think it was very like, not stupid, but like I used to think it was a trend. I used to be like, oh, this is just like the it girl trend, which those trends aren't bad. It's just like the new thing that everyone's doing. And back then, I was very big on like not following trends. I thought I was that bitch. I was like, I'm not gonna do this because everyone does it. You don't have to do something just because everyone does it. But, pick and choose. When I saw like the romanticizing your life trend, everyone's doing it, like what? Like, am I supposed to journal everything I do? Like, that's stupid. I just didn't really understand it. And I was also living in a way that was like, I did not care about my life. And not in a way where it was like I wanted to die or anything, but it was in a way where I just didn't care about my appearance. I would like go to school. I'm picturing more like my high school self and like right into college. Chalk this up to the fact that like I was going through oh my God, I have to put a pause already to the podcast episode because there is a lizard in my sunroom. And there should not be a lizard in my sunroom. Wait, brief intermission. I'm literally going to take a pic and include it. But brief intermission because I literally have to get this out. It's like bright green. Give me a second. We're good. No, a lizard can still come in. There's something wrong with the door. That's not my problem because I live at home with my parents still, so that's their problem. Thank you. Anywho, like I was saying, I used to just not care about my life in terms of like my appearance, and I cared about my grades. It was in a way of I did it because I just didn't want to like upset my parents. I didn't do it for myself, and I didn't care about what I ate. At that time, I gained maybe 30 pounds because I literally ate fast food multiple times a week. Again, I also moved from New Jersey, which is where like I lived my entire life. I had all my friends. I was very happy there. Well, I knew everyone there. And then I moved to Florida, into a town where everyone like knew everyone, and no one took the time to get to know me, and I tried so hard and no one cared. And so I had a horrible senior year. Like I took classes with freshmen because my advisors sucked butthole booty cheeks. So I get why I did what I did, but also like it was like self-destructive and whatever. Like right now, if I had to go through it again, I would have gone through it in different ways. With that being said, at that time I just didn't care. Not caring and like just doing what you can to like get by really put a damper on my life, put a damper on my mood. That is when this trend started coming around, or when I started seeing it. The romanticize your life, start viewing everything as positive. And I saw this trend and I was like, I don't give a gaff. I'm not fucking doing it. I was like, my life sucks. I don't care. I'm not doing it. So I didn't do it for a while, even though I would see it. And I was honestly jealous. Like I would see these people post their aesthetic photos and everything, and I would be like, what the hell? Like they have the money to obviously do these things, and it's all fake. Like I know social media is fake, and I would see it and I would be like, either they have the money to do all this aesthetic stuff or it's fake. I was just very negative. I got past that phase and I started seeing it, and I was like, you know what? I'm stuck here. I live in Florida. Yeah, I don't live in a cute little small town with snow and whatever anymore. Like I used to live there and now I don't. But I was like, you know what? I can view it as I live in Orlando with things I don't want to see. Or I could view it as I live in Orlando with things I just choose not to see, and I could make it good. And I could view it in a way where I just need to find what I like. So that's what I started doing. And I only started doing this like recently, as in the last year maybe. And I'm going to tell you how I did it. I hope like my thoughts aren't all jumbled and you guys are like still watching. I need like water. ASMR. So I'm gonna try and teach you the ways that I romanticize my life. Everyone has their own ways. The ways that I learned how to do it have been really helpful for me, because also I live at home, and living at home I felt was the biggest reason for me not to do it. I work 2 jobs. I also finished college in 2 years. Like I got my bachelor's degree in 2 years just by working my ass off. But people that know me are like, how did you do that? Did you take college credits in high school? No, I literally didn't. I got no help. I just worked my ass off. I took 21 credits one summer while working. Like I literally worked for no one but me. Like it wasn't for anyone but me. And I still found ways to try and romanticize my life while doing all of that. Let me tell you how. This is not going to be in any particular order, because even though I wrote notes on my computer, girl, this is going to be a mess. And it's going to be fun and funky and fresh, and you're going to learn a lot from me. The number one thing I think that helps me make my life have meaning, literally makes my life have meaning, is music. I cannot stress this enough. I tell everyone this. The bill that I love to pay the most, the bill that I will always pay till the day I die, besides like internet and then car, because I have to pay those, but the bill that I love to pay is my Spotify bill. I'm not even joking. I will pay my Spotify bill. It does not matter, because music to me is the one thing that keeps me going. Since I started listening to music when I was younger, I would put music to like any situation and it would just fit so perfectly. There's a song for everything. Music is actual poetry, it's actual art. And I think that's the best way you can start romanticizing your life, essentially, is literally just putting on music no matter what the vibe is. If you're making dinner, put on the vibe of whatever you're making. You know, if it's pasta, put on old Italian music. If you're doing homework, put on some like Berlioz jazz. My brother got me into Berlioz. He bought me tickets. Actually, he didn't really buy me tickets. He had tickets for his girlfriend, and then they broke up, and then he gave me the tickets. So I scored. But that's some family tea for you. But there's a vibe for anything, and if you can always just have music playing. I know silence is key. I love silence too. Like, please, I need to sleep in dead silence. If there's anything playing while I'm trying to sleep, I can't sleep. But when it's right, music and sound, and branching off into like a subsection of like sound, ambiance and music. Two things to help romanticize your life so much. That has helped me feel so alive. I am not even joking. Ambiance is always playing. There's ambiance playing right now inside for my dog. I got my parents into playing ambiance for like my little puppy inside. She's not a puppy anymore. She's like 5 years old. But yeah, there's always ambiance playing for any vibe, just because it really sets the mood. We have it for Halloween, we have it for summer, we have it for Christmas. Again, you're making dinner and you're making Italian food. Italian music with some Italy ambiance. I'm telling you, like the streets of Italy, there is ambiance for quite literally everything. And that has made life just so beautiful for me for no reason, because it can really transform a space. I will be in my room doing an essay and I'm like, oh my God, this shit is so boring. I'm tired of my room. I need to go out. And I'm like, but I have to finish this essay. It's due in 2 hours. I gotta fucking finish it. Put on some ambiance. Music sometimes is too distracting. Put on some ambiance. Put on some fireplace crackling ambiance. Boom, transforms everything. I will stand by that completely. Music and ambiance, two things you should really get into, especially like if you're into like making lists and making playlists. I am so big into making playlists. I make playlists for any mood, any vibe, any specific moment in my life, because I really like to like capture that moment. If there's a moment, there's a feeling attached to that moment, and then the music attaches the feeling, like gets the feeling with the moment. If that makes sense, like it's all connected. So if I make a playlist with the songs I'm listening to at that moment, and then I listen to the playlist back a few months later, I get the feeling again. I really hope that made sense. Those are my top suggestions, music and ambiance. The second thing I would say is pick up a hobby. Pick up any hobby. It does not have to cost money. I was so against this for a while because I was like, everything costs fucking money. In this day and age, everything costs money. I want to join a gym class. That shit costs like $20 a month. And I literally have been paying for a gym class. I don't fucking go. It's horrible. And I pay $20 a month. It's horrible. Everything costs money. I understand. But I'm telling you, there are hobbies that are so cheap that will take up your time that you can get into. For example, recently, I've been getting into clay making, air dry clay. And I'm telling you, I know I have like the cheap stuff, but sometimes you need to get the cheap stuff to get into it, and then you can invest later on. Crayola air dry clay, $10 on Amazon. My dad had like the paints. No, I bought the paints. I bought like cheap paint on Amazon. And then my dad had varnish, I think, like old varnish. And that in total cost me maybe $15. I think I bought tools maybe too, but you don't have to buy that stuff. You can use stuff laying around in your house, but like that'll run you about $10 to $20 maybe, a little more if you don't have like anything at all. And it's air dry. You don't need to like have a kiln or do anything in the oven or anything. And boom, you have a whole tub of clay and you can make so many things, and that will take up your time. Like air dry clay, I've had that tub for months because first off, you need the time to do it, which you have to like fit it into your schedule. And secondly, like it gets me so annoyed sometimes because you have to like make the clay, and then if it breaks or something, you have to restart, and it's frustrating, but it's a really good hobby. So find a hobby. Another hobby, books. Books is a big one because I love reading so much. Reading is like your one-way ticket into getting smart and it being fun. Reading and music to me are like my love languages. And reading is expensive. A new book, will run you $15 for $1. What I started doing? Thrifting books. I started thrifting books. $5, $3 if you're lucky. Going to Goodwill and getting like old copies of books and just reading them. Like even if it's not the book I want, just getting old books that you would not want to read, but like just reading them because like fuck it. Listen to like a free audiobook on Libby. My sister put me onto that. There's free things all over the internet. Like you have to just look. Unfortunately, you have to just like not be lazy and do your research. Because I used to use my friend's Audible. It was like $14 a month and I was like, oh my god, that's so expensive. That shit is so expensive. And then my sister's like, no, I use this thing called Libby. I think it's called Libby. And it's like free audiobooks if you have like a library card. And I was like, I didn't even know that fucking existed. So yeah, get into reading, get into books. And there are cheap ways you can find everything. I'm telling you, thrifting them someplace on the internet, like I promise you. But I thrifted a bunch of books that I was like, I really like don't think I'll enjoy this. But like A Wrinkle in Time, I thrifted that for maybe $1 at this thrift store. It wasn't Goodwill, but like it was a thrift store near my house. And like I just got a bunch of books like that, like old books like that, Jane Austen books and whatever. And like you just feel so smart while reading it. That romanticizes my life so much because I read it and I'm like, first off, I thrifted this book, saved me a ton of money, period. Secondly, I feel so smart. And another thing you can do with books, annotate them. Annotate them. You feel so amazing when you highlight something and you're like, oh, I feel so academic. And then all of a sudden you just get into the groove of like, that's good, annotate it, that's good, annotate it. And it does not have to be perfect. Like I used to sit there and be like, oh, like I need my annotations to be perfect and picturesque and everything. And then I realized that is not the point of life. Life is not to be perfect. If something is messed up, if something looks ugly, that's how humans are. Humans are ugly. Humans have flaws. And so does your stupid ass annotation. That's my little rant on annotations. Okay. Yeah, pick up a hobby. The next thing for romanticizing your life is pictures. I feel very strongly about pictures as well. I take pictures of everything. And I am a firm believer that you need to live in the moment as well. But live in the moment as in like, don't be on your phone when you're out at dinner with your family. Live in that moment. But I am also really big on taking pictures of everything, taking videos of everything. And this is so hard for me because like my phone literally has like 32 gigabytes of storage versus my sister who has like 300 gigabytes. Like I got the cheapest phone because I bought it for myself. So it really sucks that I have no storage. But still, I find a way to take a picture of everything, to take a live photo, to take a video. I have a camera with me wherever I go, and I invest in those things. I bought this camera, even though I low-key regret it because it, like, is always fucking dying on me, even though I bought it brand new, $500. It's fine. Yeah, I think taking pictures of everything is such a beautiful way to remember everything, and therefore you are romanticizing your life. Yes, you're living in the moment, but like a 2-second picture is going to help you be like, wow, this is worth remembering to me, you know? And the picture does not have to be perfect. I used to be so, everything had to be perfect because that's what I saw on the internet. Everything was perfect on the internet. It was just fun for me to take photos and have it not be perfect and still post those not perfect photos. Play around with angles and play around with filters and just have fun with it. I've just been realizing recently as I've gotten older that nothing matters. In the sense that like it does not matter if your pictures are perfect because literally nobody cares. Me with 200 followers, nobody cares. Just like me, like, filming this video, nobody cares that, like, I'm not wearing makeup and my hair is kind of frizzy. Nobody gives a fucking gaff. I take pictures of everything. I don't actually view myself as aesthetic. Actually, I sometimes view myself as aesthetic because I'll, like, take a photo and I'll be like, wow, I low-key ate with that photo that I just took. But then I'll post and I'll be like, whatever. Like, it's just cute photos that I'm posting. And then I'll have someone that's never met me before follow my Instagram. I just had a coworker the other day follow my Instagram for the first time. And she was like, oh my God, your account is like a famous influencer. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. I just wasn't expecting that. Instead of taking a photo head on, just angle it a little way and take the photo. And then when you're posting them, just like crop them a little bit, you know, and post and make them aesthetic. Literally add music to your photos, add filters. I'm really heavily against editing your photos, the body of your photos and everything. I've always been against like wearing makeup and stuff. Like I don't wear makeup. If you wear makeup, good for you. Good on you. I don't do that. I don't wear any makeup. Like, not to be like a fucking pick me. I don't wear any makeup. No, I wear mascara when I'm going out on a day-to-day like work basis and school basis. I don't do anything with my face. Maybe it's noticeable. It probably is. I literally don't care. And the reason I'm like super against that is because I had a phase. I was like super obsessed with this one girl because she liked the guy that I really liked. No, she was dating the guy that I really liked or something. Or they were like a situationship. I was like, oh, he likes her because of her beautiful body. But then it like came out that like she literally, her body was completely fake. She was like editing her entire body. Literally every little thing about her body was fake. And I was like, so I was comparing myself to that ass that was so big that was literally fake. I view it very strongly. Anywho, that's not the point of this video. This podcast. Take photos of everything. Take videos of everything. I promise you're going to want to look back at them. Even if it's a 10-second video, you're going to want to look back at it and just remember that snippet, that moment. You don't have to go to a concert and film the whole damn concert. Just film like 10 seconds of your favorite song. Film a moment of you laughing with your friend, and that's it. And it's a beautiful moment that you can always remember. That is a great way to romanticize your life. Another tip I can give you that I've actually just started implementing like recently, buying things that make you happy and not putting so much emphasis on money. I have money now. I work 2 jobs. Yes, it's not a ton of money. Like a lot of my money goes to bills because I'm a college student and I live at home and blah, 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 whatever. I started buying things that just made me happy in the moment because life is so short. I could die tomorrow, and what am I going to think about when I die besides, you know, how much I love my family? It's going to be the fact that I'll not be able to buy anything I wanted to buy because I cared about money. Are you getting what I'm saying? Like, is it translating in the video? I don't know. Do you hear all that banging? Who the fuck is doing yard work at 8 in the morning? Normal people, I guess. Great show, by the way. Great book. Anywho, I started buying cute socks because a lot of the socks I had were basic, boring Puma socks. Not that there's anything wrong with Puma socks, they're really comfortable. But I was like, okay, for the shoes that like show my socks a little, I kind of want like cute socks. And I never bought socks. Why do I want to spend the money to buy socks? I bought a pack from Amazon, just a pack of like 5 socks. Brown ones with like little hearts, ones with polka dots. And I actually went to Macy's and literally left them there like in a box of shoes I was returning. I put the socks in the box unopened and returned them, and the Macy's was 40 minutes away, so I had to literally call them and go back and pick them up. But that's what I'll do for some damn socks to romanticize my life. Another thing, I thrift all my clothes. I said I thrift all my clothes, and I literally just said I bought socks from Amazon. Let me rephrase. I thrift a good large chunk of my clothes, because I just feel like you find very unique pieces of clothing by doing that. So another way you can romanticize your life is by thrifting and finding very unique pieces of clothes. There are squirrels fighting in a tree outside my window right now. It's really cool. Anywho, finding unique pieces of clothing that are like uniquely yours and not someone else's. And I'm definitely not against people that, you know, have the same clothing as other people. When I go thrifting, I just get so much joy from finding like a sweater that no one has. I know people are gonna ask me where I got this, and I'll be like, I thrifted it. And so that's another way that like really romanticizes my life. I just am able to like thrift something and know that it's secondhand, know that I got it for cheap and I got a bargain, and then know that it's mine. You know, it's mine. It's my unique piece of clothing. It's unique to me. Find pieces of clothing that are like just so uniquely you, and really find your style. Find your style and try and thrift your style. I think that's very important. Away from physical things and going on to the topic of daily routines and things you can implement, like mindset wise, I was talking about this with my mom yesterday and we were kind of like debating it. I will do certain things to try and change up my routine very slightly because I feel like it feels like I'm in a movie, if that makes sense, in my own like weird way. For example, we have 2 bathrooms in this house. There's a bathroom upstairs, my room's upstairs, and there's a bathroom upstairs, and then there's a bathroom downstairs. Sometimes, if I feel like it, I'll brush my teeth downstairs. There are extra steps, you know? Instead of just going to the bathroom upstairs, that's closer to my room, I have to like take my toothbrush, take my toothpaste, go downstairs, brush my teeth, then walk back upstairs, put it all back. You know what I mean? Like, it takes longer. But for some reason, it just feels different and it changes up the routine and it feels better for me. And my mom questioned me yesterday and she was like, why are you doing that? It's taking longer. I just want to change up my routine. And I think I read somewhere, even if you like take a different route to your job, you feel better, or like it changes up your routine. It rewires pathways in your brain. I don't know. So I started doing that. Instead of drinking coffee in the morning, I'll drink tea, or I'll try a different coffee or a different tea, or the thing with the toothbrush, or like I'll just do a different order of things, and it feels different, and therefore it feels better. And my mom said to me, she was like, well, people like routine. You're not changing your entire routine to like stress you out. Something that stresses me out so much is when I'm hanging out with friends, or like friends are visiting me and there's like I'm staying with them or they're staying with me and we have no plan for the day. That is my biggest stressor in life, when I'm like, okay, what are we doing? Guys, when are we leaving? Okay, we have the concert at 6 p.m. It's 5:30. We have to leave now. That is something I don't like. But when it's something as small as like brush your teeth downstairs instead of upstairs, that is great. I love that. Definitely try and do that, because it just kind of feels like you're in a movie. It's like, okay, wait, I'm taking charge. I'm doing something, period. The next thing, this is like more mindset right now. I'm heavily into manifestation. And I got really, really into manifestation 2 years ago, 3 years ago, like right after I moved, because I needed something, because I was really upset, really depressed. And then I kind of like took a step back, and now I think I'm having more of a healthy relationship with it. I'm into manifestation in the way that I think your words and your mindset and the way you view yourself and you view everyone around you dictates your life, and therefore will show up in your reality. If you are constantly saying things about yourself that are negative and that you don't want, it will show up no matter what. I am such a heavy believer in that. And so therefore, if you want to romanticize your life, you have to literally live in delusion and live as though you live that life. For example, I edit my YouTube videos as though they will get seen by hundreds of thousands of people one day. Even thousands. I low-key don't even get 1,000 views sometimes. And people will literally ask me, like, why do you do that? You literally get 30 views. Why are you doing that? And I'm like, because first off, it's fun for me. It's my passion. I like doing it. And also, I live with the mindset that, like, I am a good editor. I know I'm a good editor. Therefore, I'm going to display that, because one day, who knows, I'll blow the fuck up and everyone will love my videos. Like, you know, you just have to have that mindset. Just start living in delusion. I really believe what you tell yourself will show in your reality. And there's also science behind that. But also, you just want to live a good life. Like, even if that wasn't true, why would you not want to tell yourself good things? Why would you want to live like a victim? Clock that T. Anywho, I think the last thing I'm going to talk about, because there's so many ways you can romanticize your life, but like the last thing that's like really big in my mind right now is really taking note of the small things that you do in your everyday life and like just being grateful for it. I know this is so cliche. Hear me out. For example, if you're driving to work and you're taking the same route and you're like, oh my God, I'm hitting every red light. This literally sucks. This person's driving so slow in front of me. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be late. My GPS says I'm 5 minutes. I'm gonna be 5 minutes late. Like, you're just thinking of every negative thing in the world. Take a moment, take a deep breath, and possibly, just for a second, think of the positives in this situation. And this is the key to changing your life and romanticizing your life in the highest way possible. I started doing this. I'm telling you, my life completely changed. You're on that route. All the stuff I mentioned is happening. But instead, you're at a red light. You take a moment to look at your surroundings. You see a person riding a bike with their family. The cutest thing in the world. You're like, oh my gosh, that is so cute. I would have not noticed that if I was just looking forward, pissed off at the person in front of me for braking at the last second. Or you realize that the person in front of you that's driving slow is an elder, and they're actually probably just driving slow because they want to take a stroll. And then you start thinking like, oh, maybe they're old, like they just want to start driving slow to enjoy the like possibilities of life and like what they're seeing. Like there's so many different things in this world, and you don't know whatever someone's thinking. And that's something that's really changed my mindset. I just start seeing things as glass half full. Is essentially what I'm trying to say. Start seeing things as like, it's not that negative, it's not that sad. There are worse things in the world. Therefore, life's good. You're alive, you're breathing. Even if the most horrible thing just happened to you, you're still here, and that's a blessing to be remembered. That's what I have to say on that. You're making your coffee, and you're like, damn, this shit is taking so long. Hurry up. Take a second and smell the damn coffee. Be like, wow, I'm able to smell this. This is amazing. It sounds so cliche, but I'm telling you, it really works. It really works. Literally just take a second to like appreciate the world around you. If you live somewhere where you hate. I used to hate that I lived here in Florida, even though when I was younger, I begged to move here. I think I manifested moving here, and then I moved here and I hated it because I had like horrible experiences once I moved here. And now I'm starting to see it in like such a beautiful way. I could leave here in 2 years, 1 year if I wanted to, because I'll be graduated and I could find a job and move. So I might as well take the time to appreciate that I live here, that it's November and it's warm. Yes, I would love to see the snow, but hey, it's warm right now. I can wear a tank top and like not complain that it's freezing. There's palm trees in my backyard. Some people never get to see that. The skies are blue. There's not a cloud in the sky right now that I could see. You guys can't see it, but they're like, maybe you could see it in the reflection, but like there's not a single cloud in the sky right now. And that's beautiful. It is. Sorry, not to be like a preacher or anything. That's truly beautiful. I just started seeing life in such a different way. I used to be like, oh my god, there's nothing to do. I live like near the university around here, so I was like, oh my god, there's just clubs. Like I hate the club because I really don't like the club, but I was like, oh, I hate the club. All there is to do are clubs. Yes, the club is 10 minutes away, but 40 minutes away there is the Dr. Phillips Center where they hold operas and ballets, and I love that shit. So I started seeing ballets like once every few months. It's a little expensive, but that's something I'll do because I absolutely love it, and I put myself first, and I will spend the money to do that. All that to say is, that's how you romanticize your fucking life. Literally. I hope you enjoyed this video, this podcast episode, whatever the hell this was. I kind of just like went off and started rambling on everything I felt you should do to romanticize your life. And there's so much more. Like I could do like a part 2, 3, 4, 5. I literally don't know. I used to literally hate my life, and now I want to live it. I want to document it. I want to do everything with it. And I feel like what I shared is how I was able to get to that spot slowly but surely. And those are like very small, cheap, attainable ways you can do it. Sorry if this video has been all over the place. I'm gonna go eat breakfast because I haven't eaten yet and I'm hungry. Yeah. If you enjoyed this, please like, share, comment, subscribe, all the above. Comment down below if you want another podcast episode, because I'll do it regardless. I really like filming podcast episodes. I love you all so much. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video I upload. Whatever it may be. Okay, love you. Bye.